Well, hello! It's been a little while since we've done a little update video on the garden. It is now July 6th, and I wanted to take you through and see how things were going. There's been a lot of change, and we got a lot of work done today, weeding the rows and stuff. So let's take a look through and see how everything is coming along. Usually when I give tours of the garden, I start at the top with the tomatoes and work my way down, but I thought this time we'd start at the bottom of the hill where the sunflowers and zinnias and the cucumbers and cucamelons are, and we'll work our way up just for something a little different. Right here we've got our cucamelon and cucumber trellis, and you can see the cucumbers are at the top already, and the cucamelons we've just begun harvesting, and they're doing really well and they're very tasty. Let's see, can you see them? We're getting some cucamelons off of there. They're so stinking adorable. Like little tiny watermelons. And the cucumbers are doing really well too. We've done our first batch of pickles, and I think we're almost ready to do another batch. But I love how they've just climbed to the very top of this trellis. Doing really good. Zinnias are opening. Lots of beautiful colors, and looks like the butterflies are just loving them. The squash and zucchinis, the plants are really big. They've got lots of flowers and baby squash on there. However, we are having a pollinator issue, I believe, because we're not getting very many fruit. So when I have time, I come out in the morning and I will try and hand pollinate so that we can get some actual fruit. But it's definitely different than years past. And the zinnias. And here's a sign of the dreaded squash bugs. We actually haven't had too bad of a problem so far this year on squash bugs, but you can see that's what they look like, the eggs. So you need to get them. I just squish them off. And then obviously that means there's squash beetles. So
Eggs and a bug.
oh, this guy is actually laying eggs right now. That's what he's doing. So we made a mixture of some Dawn dishwashing liquid in a gallon of water on a spray bottle, and that really did the trick. You just spray them with it, it kills the bugs. There's some more right there. So it looks like I need to make up a batch and go ahead and get that done. These are the Spanish white onions, and they're not doing bad, but the Ailsa Craig onions are way better. They're getting way bigger. But I'm super happy that, you know, for onions started from seed, that these are doing that well. And they're getting pretty close, I think, to harvesting. So I'm letting this lettuce go to seed. You can see how it's gotten all tall and bolty. And those top parts will be flowers. So I'm letting that go to seed for pollinators and also so I can save the seed. We've still got some Swiss chard. I did pull out the broccoli and the kale, and I planted some corn. The corn had pretty spotty germination, so I may either try again or till that up and do another planting of beans, because so far we've been really happy with the way that the beans have turned out. And right here you can see the Ailsa Craig onions. They're getting pretty sizely. We harvested 2 of them on 4th of July to add to our potato salad, and they were delicious. We picked quite a few beans so far. These are the these are the Royal Burgundy bush beans. They're getting some bug damage to them, so I need to come out here and take care of that, but we're still getting plenty. And then further on are the dragon tongue beans, and these are so good. We've really enjoyed them. There's one. So pretty. It's too bad that the color doesn't keep when they're cooked, and you can see the bug damage on these plants. The leaves are all holy. This is definitely the year of the pepper for me. We've harvested so many of these peppers. These are our sweet peppers, and they're doing really well. You can see, I need to tie this puppy up. But they're doing really, really well. Best year of peppers I've ever had. And here is the bean trellis. These are the purple potted pole beans, which have reached to the top already, and we've picked off several of them. They're doing pretty good. And you know what's interesting is, so on this side are the purple beans, and then on this side are the Kentucky Wonder beans, and you can see the leaves are definitely getting chewed up, whereas the other ones are not. So, and I know that there are Japanese beetles just starting to come. There's one of those little sons of guns. But they seem to prefer these green ones over the purple ones, which is interesting, and I don't really know why. And there's more zinnias. I love zinnias. They look so beautiful. We had 2 ground cherry plants survive. Actually, this is a new one. I just noticed it a couple weeks ago. But this was one of the ones that I had babied along after the tiller incident. And it's got some on there. So we're so excited to try these once they get all ripe. This is a new variety for us, a new fruit in the garden. I like to put basil throughout the garden, and I like to let it flower because it helps pollinators, it brings pollinators in, and it smells amazing. We don't really do too much cooking. This one happens to be cinnamon basil, and I don't know what to do with it, but it smells really wonderful, and it's beautiful, those purple flowers on it, and it's bringing in pollinators. So it stays, will always stay. Tomatoes, I am currently doing battle with, well, I think I won the battle against the aphids. They seem to be slowing down. Now I am battling fungus and diseases. So the regimen I'm doing right now is a diluted bleach spray. So it's 5 ounces of bleach, a couple drops of Dawn dish soap in a gallon of water, and you spray the leaves, top and bottom, the whole plant. And what that does is it'll kill the spores that are on the leaves. It's not going to prevent any new growth, but it does help to kill what is already there. And so a couple days after you do that, you'll notice the diseased leaves withering up and dying. So you go through and you cut those off, and then you follow that spray up with a fungicide. I'm using copper, and I was also mixing in some neem oil to help with the aphid problem I was having. So now it looks like the aphids are under control. You can see, let's see, got a little bit still on this plant, but honestly it's so much better. They were covering, and the plants seem to be coming back. So after you snip off the dead stuff, your plants may look pretty sad, but you got to get the fungus away, the diseases off of the plant. So I am doing battle. You can see I'm losing on some of them, like this guy. I haven't given up yet though. So I have some new plants started, and they'll be ready if and when I decide that it's a lost cause. Like this one right here might be a lost cause. Might have to pull that one out. So now I'll take you through the cattle panel trellised tomato plants and show you the tomatoes that are on there right now. They're doing okay. Like I said, we've been doing some battle, and there are times where I'm just like, you know, you got to give up. These aren't doing well this year, but I'm no quitter, so I'll show you what we've got. Now these just had their second round of the bleach spray, and I went through and I clipped off a ton of leaves. So some of them look pretty bare, but that's okay. That's okay, because I want to encourage the healthy growth. I don't want the plant to have to work on sustaining diseased foliage. So, but you can see there's tomatoes on the plants. Some plants are way better than others. That's just the way things go. But let's see. This one right here is a Berkeley tie-dye, and I don't see any like striping like I thought would be on those. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, sorry. No, that's a Aunt Ruby's German green. This one is a Berkeley tie-dye. So I do see some striping on that one. This is so fun. I'm so excited for when these start ripening up and the colorful baskets I bring in. This is a Black Beauty, and you can see it got pecked on the top by a bird. And I'm leaving it because it's so big. I'm hoping that that will just kind of scar up and it'll be all right. This is the first row. Doing all right. Here's my Tabasco pepper plant, and it's got flower buds on it. No flowers yet and no fruit. Jalapenos, I'm growing two different types, lemon spice and early jalapeno. And they're doing really well. We already picked a batch and made some jalapeno poppers, which were delicious. This next row, the Dr. Wykes tomato plants, they're not doing well. Like this one right here is pretty diseased. I need to come back in and clip off some more of the foliage and encourage the healthy stuff. I've got some tomatoes though. I'm hopeful they'll at least ripen so I get to try them. Large barred boar, look how cool. Can you see the striping on that? There it is. Really cool. And then these ones down here, you can see those plants are basically stripped bare. This plant was not doing well. It is a gold medal, and you know what? It struggled from the beginning. But like I said, I'm no quitter. Keep on trying. Here we've got some Kellogg's breakfast. We got some good sized tomatoes on this. Really good ones. And let's see, that's a black crim. I love black crims. That's one of my favorites. And this guy is another black crim. Although this guy right here, it's got a little bit of striping on it. And that is not typical of a black crim, so we'll see what's going on there. Lots of other tomatoes. This is a Girl's Weird Thing from Saved Seeds, and those tomatoes are humongous. I wonder if they're gonna ripen here pretty soon. Gosh, I just feel like we're right on the brink. We've got to have some ripe ones. Oh, that one's blushing. This guy's blushing right now, so tomato sandwiches on the way. Does everyone else make tomato sandwiches? It's like my daughter and my favorite thing in the summertime. Climbing triple crop. Man, these plants are kicking butt. You can see that one is about a foot over the trellis now. And we've got some pretty good sized tomatoes in there. That's gonna make awesome tomato sandwiches. And I've got plenty of people who have requested extra tomatoes, so if for some reason I feel like we have too many, I've got friends that can help us out. This plant right here is a Dester. And we got some good ones on there. This is supposed to grow some pretty big tomatoes. And so far they're just average and there's not very many on the plant, but there's still plenty of summertime left. All right, my gosh, you gotta see this. So this is an Amish paste. Look at how massive that tomato is. It's so big. I'm so excited to try these ones, especially for making sauce. This one's Opalka, and it's very wispy, has always been wispy, but it's throwing off some good sized paste tomatoes. So you can see this one's got some sort of little scar on it. Should still be perfectly fine. And then we've just got our Rutgers, Celebrity, which how can you go wrong with a Celebrity? Look at that, it's just loaded down. And these are Bonnie Best, which they're still really short plants. And I mean, I've seen videos with them before where the plants were massive. Mine are not massive, but there's still blossoms coming. And then finally, the cherry tomatoes are amazing. They're doing so well. We've been harvesting some off of just about every plant now. These ones right here are the blue gold berries, and you can see all that purple on them. When they're ripe, the bottoms turn yellow. And then we've got, let's see, these ones are, I don't remember, Napa Chardonnay Blush, I think. And these are my favorite right here, black cherries. We've gotten the most off of them, and the plants are enormous and going crazy. We all really love those ones. And then Berry's Crazy Cherries, which seriously, check out those trusses of fruit. Incredible. Followed by 2 of the Brad's Atomic Grape Tomatoes. This one's got a little bit of white fly issue going on, so I'm going to come out here again with the neem oil. But you can see lots of large clusters. We had the first blusher that we picked that's inside finishing ripening. I always pick pretty well at first blush because I don't want to compete with the pests getting my fruit. So I pick them at first blush, bring them inside, and let them finish ripening. And then finally, this side of hot peppers, this is a Joe's Long Cayenne. And they are pretty long. Doing all right. There's one plant right there, one plant right here. I'm gonna have to get cages or something to support these guys because they're pretty massive, and I would hate to lose them in a windstorm. This was the paprika pepper that got tilled up on accident, and it is already back with, looks like some set fruit on there. So all is well. And this is the same one. Another Alma paprika, and you can see the fruit on there. They turn red when they're ripe, so I'm gonna dry them up, and grind them to make my own paprika powder. And this guy is I think this is a hot Portugal. We picked a few of these already, and they're pretty spicy. And that one is a hot Portugal as well. Okay, so that about does it for July 6th garden tour. Things are moving and grooving. Started canning. Let's see what else has happened. Oh, we harvested some potatoes this morning and made some fried potatoes for breakfast. And I said that we canned beans and did our first batch of pickles already. I am anxiously awaiting the tomatoes to come in so we can make some salsa and some pasta sauce because we are out completely of both of those. And I'm Italian and we're from Arizona, so pasta and salsa are big deals to us. We use them a lot. Let's see. We've got some weeding still to do. Of course, that's a never-ending project, it seems like. and things are going really well. I get discouraged sometimes, but I really need to look at the big picture and see, you know, just how much stuff we're growing, and I'm tremendously grateful for everything that we have. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming along and touring the garden. If you have any questions or advice, I'm always up for taking advice. And if I know the answer to your questions, I'll gladly answer them. Other than that, I will see you guys later, hopefully with a harvest that I can show you. I always love watching actual harvesting videos, so I'll have to purposely make a point to film when I come down and harvest next time. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will see you later.